Soundstripe.
Moving forward to 2017, 2018, you were winning a lot. Scottish, Swedish international, Kharkiv international in Ukraine, Slovenian international, Belgian international tournaments. This was your kind of peak moment. In your kind of lead up to all of these events, was there something kind of that clicked in terms of, did you feel like you were entering a patch of, right, here we go, things are kind of really hitting the highs, or is it just kind of a let's take one thing at a time?
Not really. I just took a lot of pressure off myself. Like, that was at a time where I'd just been kind of like kicked off funding. I mean, there was this whole thing after the Rio Olympics where badminton lost all its funding. I moved back home, started training at Wimbledon. Me and Stuart, who's my coach, who has been my coach since then, again after doing it at the juniors and stuff, like, I got together with him. We made a plan. I took a lot more accountability for my training, and I just started enjoying it more. I had the right people around me in terms of the support network and friends, and a lifestyle that I'd missed, I think, being back towards home. And I just think it was the right time for a change. Like, ultimately, it was a forced change. It was one that was taken out of my hands, but I always said it was the best thing for me at the time. And I just, it didn't become a coach telling me what I needed to do. It was very much a joint project of, right, this is what I think we need to work on. Stu would be like, right, this is where I'm at. Be around each other at the weekend, plan the week's training thoroughly. I had Fontaine Chapman, who was the top women's singles player, and a couple of younger club players here who were trying to, break into kind of playing senior internationals and stuff. And I just went, let's go for it, and let's do it. And off the back of that, like, I think it relaxed me a bit. I had full faith and belief in what I was doing and the training I was doing, and I think that's massive. I took, like I kind of said about people I looked up to, I looked at the coaches I'd worked with before and the ones that I thought or the bits that I thought they did really well, and I just tried to take the best bits of everything and mesh that together for what I thought worked best for me. And I just went for it, and I kind of just took the pressure off my shoulders. Mentally, I was just in a much happier place. Physically, I was good, and I just, again, looking back on it, I don't think I realised how well I was playing at that time. Like you said, I was just kind of going with it. But I think at that time, I probably, I was going to 3 sets with a lot of like top level, top 10, top 20 players. I wasn't winning, but I think if I believed in actually the level I was playing in, like, I probably could have gone even better than what I did at that time, but still a few little injuries around that time. But yeah, it was. I don't know. It's just that mixture of lifestyle and accountability for what I was doing. I think all kind of meshed into one, and it just seems to work.
I mean, yeah, fantastic achievements there, and yeah, I guess it must be quite easy to just take one as you go, and then you look back on it thinking, crikey, I've got kind of 4 or 5 titles in a row then. So yeah, amazing stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, I lost. I think as well because I'd lost 7. Like, I'd lost my first 6 or 7 internationals. I think once I won one, that definitely, the first one I won was definitely a springboard towards the next. I think then the next 4 or 5 finals I played, I won all of them, which is so strange. But it was just, I almost needed to get over that finish line. That became, from like 19 to 24, that became such a big stigma for me, was losing in finals.
Yeah.
And once I got over that was I think as well, mentally that was a massive game changer.
Was that first final different then? Was there extra kind of, when you were, right close to winning at that time, what point in the game are you like, I'm going to land my title here. I'm actually going to get over that line and break I don't like using the word curse, but you know what I mean? If you an unfortunate run of results and you're actually just about to cross that line, is it extra nerves? Is it a bit more like self-belief? Actually, this is going to be in the bag? Or was it just a case of same attitude, let's play?
Yeah, no, I think all the ones before, I played the occasion much more than I played the match. And that's what cost me in all of them. And that was probably the first one where I thought, I'm just going to play this match. I know I've won matches. I've won that first tournament. I think it was Sweden. I won some match. Actually, I don't think I won any matches easy. They were all slogs. But I think that actually helped me. Like I think I was match point down in my first round, and I'd lost the final in Estonia the week before, having 2 match points. And that was like the 6th or 7th, and I almost lost first round. Maybe that relaxed me, but I was just trying to get through every round. And I think that final, I knew I was just going to play the player, and luckily it was I was very comfortable in terms of I won the match very comfortably. So I think I got to like 18, 19, 12, and I was like, okay, I'm actually going to win this now. And it was like, okay, I'm there. Just keep going, So I think the good thing was it was a comfortable match, because I don't know what it'd been like if that had been like 19-0. It would have been, I'm not sure what would have happened again. That otherwise that curse might not have lifted. But luckily it was quite a straightforward one, which I think helped.
All right, moving on to England and GB stuff now. I mean, you were England #1 and GB #1 for longer than I can remember, and it's been something that you've just taken on. Was there ever a pressure attached to that?
Yeah, I think it took me a little bit of time. Like I think it was the same when I went to seniors, and I went from like being probably 5th best, 6th best in England to #2 in England behind Raj. And I think it took me a little bit of time to adjust to that. And I think it was the same when Raj stopped. He's such a big name, and he'd done so much, European champion, top 10 in the world. Like I did feel that expectation. Like, and I think because I was going through a few other things at the time. Like I think it did take me a long time, but I think when COVID came and I got a chance to reset and really focus on what was important in life as well as just badminton, like I think I took to it a lot better after that, and I didn't let it burden me. I let it be something I could use as a positive and be proud of. Whereas I think at the start it was more of a burden. Like because of that title, I should be doing better. No matter how well I'm doing, I should be doing better. Whereas towards the end, it was like I want to do well. I'll try my best to do well. If I don't, it's okay. But so I think that mindset changed. Once that shifted, I was a much better player and much better with it. So yeah.
Is that all an internal mindset? Is there any kind of, did you feel external pressure from whether it was coaching setup or whether it was media or just fans in general, or was it just something kind of?
Yeah, I think there is that whether it's there or not, whether it actually is there or not, I think your internal thought process thinks there's more external pressure than there is. But what it also is everyone, whether you win or lose a game of badminton, like everyone's going to have an opinion on it. Like, and it can easily, someone's opinion can flip one day to the next like that off one result. And that's kind of the fickle nature of sport a little bit. And I think as well, once talk about psychology and stuff, once I had some conversations around dealing with people's aspirations for me and their opinions and what they thought of me as a player or results, once I kind of got rid of that and realised they're going to have an opinion whether I do well or whether I do badly, and once I realised that and just kind of took it for what it was and only paid real attention to the opinions of the people who were close to me, who saw what I was going through every day, that helped put things into perspective. And then that external pressure just eventually went away. It was only the pressure that maybe I put on myself, but that external pressure started to leave a bit, which was nice, because I think that was something I put on my shoulders for way too long over my career as a senior, I think. So I'm glad I got to a point even towards the end where I was able to get rid of some of that feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Does that increase further then when you go on the global stage? Because Tokyo Olympics. I think you made your team GB debut in Minx. Am I right as well? And you've had the honour of being the captain of the 2022 Commonwealth Games. I mean, these are the biggest sporting events in the world. Let's forget about pressure for now. But what was it? How would you sum up playing in an Olympics and the Commonwealth Games? Like, how does that feel? Just being there.
Yeah, it is pretty special. I mean, I think because of my mindset and the way I kind of prepared for each one. I mean, especially Olympics and Commonwealths, whether it be injuries or COVID, there was a lot of time where I didn't play a lot of tournaments, and so the preparation you know, I guess even when you're playing tournaments, you're still preparing towards that. But mine was so dead focused on that. I just remember, especially maybe more in the Commonwealth, I was able to enjoy it more. But in the Olympics, I was so focused on what I wanted to try and achieve and what I wanted to try and put out from a performance point of view. I did struggle to kind of enjoy the overall experience, I guess, as much as maybe I would have liked looking back. But I think that was my way, and that was my way of, you know, for me, the Olympics was going to be based off how I performed, not just getting there. And that was always how I was. I wasn't one of those who was just happy to be there to take part. Like, it's great to get there, but I wanted to get through my box. I wanted to try and do something. I wanted to try and prove to myself and the people around me, like, what they believed in me and what they saw. Whereas I think in the Commonwealths, I was a little bit more relaxed about it. There was a team event as well. It was a bigger group. It was on home soil in front of the crowd. Like, it was very, very different. But I think because I knew what was coming and I knew it was coming to an end, it was very special. And again, I'm very lucky in these multi-sport events like the European Games, Olympics, Commonwealths. I think that you could argue, in terms of the level I was playing, that it was the best level that I played in all three out of all the badminton I played in my career. And it's nice to know that on the biggest stage I played my best badminton. Like, you can't really ask for any more than that. And I enjoyed it mostly, and I soaked it up, and people seemed to vibe off the energy I was giving, and whether that be through the TV or at Birmingham on the stage and stuff. So that was, when I look back at that side of it, it's very satisfying. It's easy just to look back and just smile at it and just appreciate it.
You seem, especially at the Commonwealths, you seem really relaxed. I mean, like, I love some of the dance moves that you were showing on some of the winning points. I was trying to get them back and to find them on YouTube because they were just but you've had I mean, you feel free to recreate some now if you want to, but no, I won't. You've had so